Welcome back to Grump's barn. Well, today I'm going to start with getting this fuel tank off. And I've just realised while I was thinking about this that I haven't got anything big enough to put the fuel in if there's more than a gallon or so in there, because my bigger container's full at the moment. So I'm going to just take it off with whatever's in there, then empty it out later. I know it hasn't got a hell of a lot in it. I do remember running it down deliberately. So right, let's get on, see what we can get done. Well, there we go. That one came out. But I'd give it a go rather than cutting it. I've been soaking it anyway. 19mm on top, 13 underneath. And it actually came undone. The other end I'm going to have to cut anyway. But before I do that, I shall put a jack underneath it and support it, so I can then just lift it rather than letting it fall to the ground when I cut off these supports down here and on here. Although, to be honest, this one here isn't going to take any cutting at all. I just need to hit that and it's going to fall off. In fact, hang on. Oh, closer look, it's not even attached anymore. It's not holding anything at all. They're wonderful. You shagged. Right. Jack this up and get that back one cut off. Well, there's something you don't see every day. I just jacked it up just to support it, and well, there's nothing holding it this end. It is completely ripped off from its support. Oh dear. Oh, well, it saves cutting this end off or unbolting it or anything. Not that you'd even be able to see the bolt, it's under there somewhere. And there's another one under here. Bloody hell. Oh well, means it's going to come off that little bit easier. Get it moved. No, tell a lie, not quite so easy, but still very easy. A couple of rotten bits here are actually still attached to the tank. Going to chop those off and then remove it. There we go. One fuel tank safely out of the way. And there wasn't a hell of a lot in there. Waste bugger all. Cutting those straps took about 5 seconds a piece. With a hacksaw. Yeah, it is a little bit past its best. The state of this. Well, this bracket's still together. It's quite amazing, really. Quite amazing. Well, it's a hell of a lot thicker than the other one. As I say, I've got a brand new galvanised one to go on, so there's no point in taking that off and cleaning it and refettling it. The only thing I don't really understand, and perhaps somebody out there might be able to tell me, is why all that's on this bolt, dirty grey bolt, right through here, all that's on it is a teeny little bracket here, holding fuel lines. Why the hell is that on a fucking great bolt? Answers on a postcard, please. Bloody hell. Right. Now we start on the real fun. Getting this bloody steering box off. Oh dear. Well, this is either going to go one or two ways. And I've got a feeling it's going to be shit whichever way it goes, but we shall see. First thing to start is to get down there and take the nut off. Down here. On the bottom of the drop arm. On the ball joint. Right. Oh, actually, before I do that, I think I'm going to take this steering guard off. It'll make the job a lot easier. I've got to take it off anyway, so I'm not going to do it now. Right, back in a sec. Well, I still haven't got the steering guard off yet. It's being a twat. It had two bolts on the front here, supporting it. That's one of the back bolts there that was supporting it. And the other back bolt is this bugger here, which is also obviously supporting this steady arm for the steering. Now unfortunately that one is seized solid in the chassis at the moment. It just will not move at all. So I'm going to have to resort to some very serious heat, I think, to try and get that bugger to move. It should be interesting. Alright, back soon. Right, you guessed it, the inevitable has happened. No matter how much heat I put on that, made no bloody difference, it's so thick anyway. My poor little blowtorch couldn't give it enough heat to get that moving, and as you can see, it snapped right off. Not a problem. I should just cut it from the chassis in a bit. And then mill that bloody hole out afterwards. Let's get a mill around that. Mill it out. Put a new bolt in there when it goes back together. Another little job. I just love it when these little jobs come up. Right. Better get on with disconnecting the rest of this. Back in a bit. Here we go then. Competition time. Let's see who can get this. Right. We have one knackered ball joint. I've just taken the nut off. There you go. Whoop, round that. And she's absolutely fucked under there. Pretty knackered. Not a surprise really. Yet another job to do. Yum, I love those. Anyway, which one is going to get it off? Is it going to be this? Wind it down, hope for the best. This one, wind it down, hope for the best. Or this one, the trusty old pickle fork as they call them. One of them's going to get it apart. Or none of them. Place your bets and let's have a go. Well, if you said number one, you were wrong. Go to the bottom of the class. It is now off and it was done with. And good old trusty number two. Didn't get round to number three. So if you said number three, I'll let you off. It might have worked. It has once or twice before. Right, we've now got that off. One thoroughly knackered fucking ball joint. Listen to the noise of that. Just a bit of play in there. Oh well. Another thing to order. Yummy. Right. Now, to get these other bolts off, I should disconnect the steering box and take that off first before I worry about this arm. Once this box is out of the way, it's easier to get at the I'll have to cut the damn thing off the chassis. Right, here we go. Back in for another look. There we go, one steering box now off. And a quick note about the 4 bolts that go through the chassis and hold that on. They've all got tabs on them to stop them undoing. You've got to remember to fold those back before you try and undo them. They're a bit of a bugger to get into, especially with all the crap and rot that builds up around them. Oh, and if anyone asks, I've left this steady on here and taken it off from the chassis because it will give me more room to cut off the bolt that's holding that support arm in. Ooh. Yeah, I need space to get in under here to cut that off. Do that bloody bolt that's stuck there. So the easiest way to do that was to take this out. Otherwise I wouldn't normally have bothered. I would have undone it from the actual box. Right. Now to get this arm cut off of here. I shall go and bolt it at the bottom as well before I can. Yep. Back in a minute. Right, just undone this bolt down here at the bottom of the old steady arm, and nut and bolt on that are 22mm or 7/8 in old money. If you live in America, then yeah, new money. Yeah. Well, we get the choice of both over here. Right, get this bugger out, and we can sort out cutting that bugger off. Back in a sec. Well, there we go. With everything off of it on the chassis, I just belted one end of it very hard until it started to move, and just kept belting it round and back, round and back, and it came out of the inner part. So the heat obviously helped with that, but inside here is a different story. That is never coming out. I shall cut that off, and as I say, I shall then put it on the old mini mill here, mill it out. Be the easiest way of doing it. Save a lot of pissing about. I had to do the same when I was fixing the wife's bloody Jag not so long ago, with a hardened bolt that was stuck inside a suspension unit. Again, I just milled it out, much easier. And you can actually do it with a nice degree of accuracy, even with one of these Chinesium things. Not bad. Right, that's me done for today. I think what I'm going to do next. Much. Yeah, well, next job, I'll probably get the front suspension off first. Yeah, if I get this front suspension off, I can then wheel it out a bit more to get the back off, and chuck it outside. I will obviously take off the engine mountings, but I don't think there's anything else that needs to come off really. Oh dear. Well, apart from the steering damper, and that looks shot as well, so. Mind you, I put a new steering damper on here, this one. Oh, about 18, 19 years ago. I think it might be past its prime now. Just about. Right. So yep, suspension axles now off next, and I can get this old chassis outside, out the bloody way, and start cleaning everything up, ready to put on the new chassis. Yeah, we're certainly getting there. Just all these little jobs I keep finding. Oh, and don't forget, if anybody at all can tell me any reason why we've got this dirty grey bracket here, with this sodding grey bolt going through, right through the chassis, just to hold two bloody fuel lines, I'd love to know, because it makes fuck all sense to me. Right, thanks for watching. I shall see you next time, when it'll be starting on removing the suspension and axles. Obviously I'm going to want to do in as big a unit as possible, even though I'm going to probably have to take it apart to check all the rubbers and everything anyway. But yeah, that's for another day. See you soon. Bye.